Good morning, Karoo. It is the 22nd of April. I'm making breakfast here. I'm just, I could have gone out on the wall again today, but I'm a little bit annoyed and just wasn't feeling it. You can see I've got the kitchen light shining right in the camera, which is perfect. But that's how it goes. Anyway, last couple days. So on the 20th was the first day of Rizvan, and so there was a Rizvan celebration in the family of some Baha'is in Wrexham, and we went to that, and we took the Hawketts with us. And that's, as because when we took the Kendricks to Wrexham, that was taking the back roads. It's like a 2-hour drive, a little bit less than 2 hours. But we plotted out a couple places to stop on the way, a couple churches that we hadn't been to before, that were on my list of places to visit. The infinite and ever-expanding list of places to visit. And so one was, let's see, what were the names of these churches? The first one was St. Michael's Old Church in Bettisacoid, and the second one was St. Tecla's Church, not far, like 20 minutes from our final destination. And they're both, early. There's both sites that were religiously significant before Christianity. So the one in Bettisacoid has a 1,000-year-old yew tree in it, though the church, I think, wasn't founded until actually I'm not sure. The current church, I think, was like 12th century or something. It was fun to get to mark those off as places visited. It was fun meeting with a new group of people who we'd met a couple of them, but getting to hang out with them for a couple hours for the Rizvan celebration. Then we, on the way back, we stopped for gas midway. Once again, try to get a break. These cars we're driving now are, we got a little Citroen that is the seats aren't as comfortable for Sarah. So on the way back, Cheryl Hawkett was saying that because they were leaving the next morning, that it was too bad that they didn't get to go to the Holy Well that Mom really loved. And so I said, well, we could go on the way back. It'll add half an hour driving plus the time we're there. But they were game, so we stopped at St. Cyril's Well, where we'd taken Tom and Lynn and Brett and Kayla a couple weeks ago. And I was glad we stopped there. They really enjoyed it. And once again, it's not just the well there. There is another old church. There was a priory there. There's also the big old dovecot, which I don't know if you remember from previous videos, but it's a pretty cool spot. And actually, in the old church, there are the remains of two 10th century crosses that were originally outside of the church, but they moved into the church in order to preserve them more recently. So yeah, that's a good spot for to kind of get a cross section of a lot of different history, the religious history, and it gives you a taste of things that as an American you probably wouldn't see. And it's inexpensive as well. You know, the parking's like £3.5 pounds. Anyway, it sounds. So we, like I said, we stopped there, and they really enjoyed that. Came home, had some pizza for dinner, got all organized, getting ready. So the next morning, we had to leave at 9 because actually it's funny. A couple days earlier, they started looking at ferry tickets, and so it was Easter weekend, and turned out that they were going to originally take the afternoon ferry, but it was completely sold out. So they ended up having to get, as Sarah said, the last tickets available were on this one, the morning ferry. And so I took them down at 9 o'clock in the morning. And as I walked out the door, I went to get the car to bring it up for them to load up. When I got back to the house, there were scaffolders here on the bank holiday that was yesterday. And we thought, oh my goodness, we're going to get the rest of the scaffolding down. And but it's funny because I told Sarah, I said, I still don't believe they're going to take it down. I think it's going to be, something will happen and they won't take it down. But they got to work. Sure enough, they work for an hour. They take a break for an hour. They work for another hour. And there were only 2 of them. And the last I saw of them, Sarah and I, so I took the Hawkets to and dropped them off, which went well. And I got back, and Sarah and I went for a walk. And as we were leaving for a walk, the scaffolders were out talking to people in the street, arguing with them, because there was a woman who apparently drove by and hit another car and was going to drive off. We come back from our walk, and they're working again, but then, within an hour, they're gone. And the scaffolding still here. They disassembled a bunch of it at the top level. You've probably been watching the time lapse of that while I was talking. But yeah, it's progressing, but once again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when they're going to be back to get the rest of it. Today would be great. I think the problem was that only 2 guys were sent to get it, and the ones at the super high height, they need 4 guys because they need them at different levels to hand it down, because there's no place to stage it because they've taken apart the bottom half of the scaffolding. They've taken the platforms off of it, so the guys couldn't continue to disassemble it. Anyway, the saga continues. It's most of the scaffolding off the very top chimney is now removed, but it's staged by the windows of our bedroom on the what would be the 3rd floor by U.S. standards. They would call it the 2nd floor here. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'll talk to you more at a later date.